Alrighty. Time for space. We got a hot pot of coffee, half a pack of snacks. It's dark in space, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it. Sad day. What's that, Bandit? Mischief spent a few minutes doing a water salute as SpaceX discontinues the use of its fairing catchers. This was a great idea that just never seemed to work as well as expected. While 9 fairings were caught, it just wasn't enough.
You don't happen to have a secret stash of chips in here or anything, do you?
A secret stash of what?
Chips.
No.
Okay. Well, that's disappointing.
She ain't getting my snacks. That was oddly specific after I just mentioned half a pack of snacks. Yeah, why are... That's what I'm wondering, Court. People are...
Okay, are there snacks in here? Because I want a snack. I want snacks.
No step on snack. No, I seriously don't have any. It's just funny because I just said I have a half pack of snacks.
But you don't have any snacks? But you have a half a pack of snacks?
We have a pile of Swedish fish in the kitchen.
I don't like Swedish fish. That's not what I wanted.
You have a chocolate bunny in the kitchen.
I'm already eating it. I want something crunchy. I think I'm gonna have Reese's.
You're gonna have Reese's Poofs?
Yeah.
Why don't you have Lucky Charms and not eat my damn Reese's Poofs?
Because I don't want Lucky Charms. I want Reese's Poofs. Do I usually eat a Reese's Poofs?
Yes. Yes,
No,
you
I
do.
don't.
Yes, you do.
I do not.
Lies.
Well, I don't even know the last time I had Reese's Poofs.
Because people keep track of how often they have cereal?
I don't eat your cereal. I make a oh, that's.
You can have some Reese's Poofs. Jesus Christ.
Chad, I'm very tired.
This is fine. This is fine. This is all fine.
I'm very tired, Chad.
Are you playing dress up with my green screen? Or?
No, I'm hiding.
I'm not mean. I just am an advocate for an equal relationship. Alright? This is borderline sexism. I'm being discriminated.
I'm leaving because this is trash.
Enjoy the cereal.
I had a bowl of cereal and now I'm being called sexist.
Tastes good. She played you. I don't care. Imagine making a big deal out of a bowl of cereal. I really don't care. That's the fun of this. I don't care. It's totally fine. You could eat the whole box for all I care. I don't care. I'll just go buy another one. It's really not a big problem. But I pretend to care because I really like screwing with my girlfriend. It's really funny. It's really funny, and I know I'm a piece of crap for doing it. But we both know that I'm kidding. Maybe. No, I'm just messing. We're screwing around. It's really not a big deal. I was trying to play the joke even further, but that didn't really work. Anyway, so redirect an asteroid. Oh yeah? Well, if I was gonna do that to jewel him back, I'd have to get the Sentinel telescope. You need an asteroid tracking telescope so you can figure out where the tracking telescopes are. It would take a lot of launches. I'd have to get a launch campaign going and mission financing from Chat. Chat funds these missions. See, we don't have any unknown objects and no space objects around. I'd need to put Sentinel up into space. You have to put Sentinel into in a heliocentric orbit. It's all about those reactions, absolutely. I only screw with people that I love. In fact, if I'm not giving you crap about something,
Discovery, go at throttle up.
look into it. No, I'm just kidding. Ambroso, 31-month reset. Wait, what are my values? So you love Yarg? Yarg's one of my best friends, Blinga, but don't tell him that. He's an idiot. See, chat? In a relationship, this is what's called mixed signals. See? Learning opportunity. Damn, for real? Shame. Well, actually, Jewel, how I have this whole thing set up is Chat's basically the board of directors, and we're running a spaceflight company. That's basically how this works. Chat votes on the mission, and then I come up with... They vote on the mission, and then I kind of put out an RFP. Not really an RFP. I kind of come up with mission proposals, so it works kind of how NASA works, basically, even though we're a corporation of people. But yeah, they vote on the missions, and the asteroid would fall under Science Mission Directorate, which I'm currently kind of redoing how that whole game mechanic works. But basically, what I aim to do is teach people how the actual process to getting these missions done happens. Like, how did the Psyche mission, for instance, the NASA Psyche mission that SpaceX is launching to the Trojan, what is it? No. SpaceX is launching it to an asteroid for resource mining, and then there's the Lucy mission, which is also a part of NASA's Discovery program, which is also, ULA is launching that one, and that one's going to the Trojan asteroids. It's doing multiple asteroid flybys, which is really cool. I think we really need to understand the asteroid belt more. I mean, that's just... EJ wants to go into space more? Holy crap, that's a new one. You know? Yeah, so I aim to demonstrate how these space programs go together. Like, you know, when I do space news, right, I always demonstrate, like, oh yeah, NASA's working on Lucy, or NASA's working on Psyche, or, you know, SpaceX is working on Dragon XL to go to Gateway. I mean, on the human exploration operations side of things. But yeah, I use Kerbal, and I use my gameplay with Kerbal to demonstrate how this all goes together. I find it fun. I will actually forever love your coffee mug. You break it, and you, sir, and me will argue. Yeah, see what that says, Maximus? First on race day. First on race day. You know how you pronounce that? America, all right? That's how you pronounce that. Oh, I'm sorry, you like other automotive brand? Gee, who invented mass production of automobiles? America, all right? All right, you're welcome. Tastes like victory. What mission are you gonna fly now then? We actually have a crew rotation mission, Jewel. I have to go up to I have to rotate a crew off my space station. The other crew is set to go down basically now. So I'm sending up another crew. So I do have a rocket on the pad here that I staged. I staged this mission the other day. So part of another thing how I play Kerbal is not just showing the funding for the missions, but I actually build the rockets out here. See this tall indicator right there? That's a VAB. I don't use this VAB. I use it for rollout. And I roll out to the pad, and we built a crane out here, and I actually put the rockets together. And I use different integration techniques from different rockets to make rockets. So let's Tesla is better than your silly internal combustion cars. Yeah, whatever. Okay, well, you got me. The Irish don't make cars. We make everything else, including Chicago. Haha, in your face. What are you talking about, man? We're talking about the Irish don't make cars. You guys have made cars in the past. You made one of my favorite cars. Irish. Yeah, that's right. Also, Guinness. Enough said. Yeah, I know it's not car, that's beer, but Guinness is my favorite. That's right, for the people that don't know, look. Dunmurry. In Northern Ireland. Alright, anyway, so, check this out. So, I have my vehicle integration building, and then we have our mobile service tower. or crew access tower right here, and we have Explorer, or no, I don't think it's Explorer. I think we have another one up at the top. No, we do. We have Explorer up at the top and ready to go. These are flyback shuttles that I make, kind of synonymous in function with Dream Chaser. This is my main crew launch vehicle. Explorer is launching on a Freedom 7 rocket. Freedom 7 is a medium to light duty low carbon orbit carrier rocket, somewhere synonymous in function with Soyuz or Antares or somewhere in there. It's our own design. It is designed for partial reuse, and the 7 denomination that's in the name comes from the 7 engines in the first stage. Also Freedom 7, the Mercury mission. I wish you were joking. Oh God. I agree, Tessa. DeLorean should have gone to Chapman or something. Can you imagine if he went to Chapman or freaking... Actually, well, it is a Colin Chapman design. The chassis is, at least. Can you imagine if he went to Cosworth? How'd you name Freedom 10? Freedom 10 is a 2.5 meter version of Freedom 7 with different engines. Freedom 10 is the one that's orange. The ones that land like an airplane. So, this rocket's basically ready to go. Explorer's ready to go. This will be Explorer's, well, shoot. This will be Explorer's 3rd flight into space without being recovered. My shuttles, the DART, these things are called darts. They are reusable. When I land them, I bring them right back over here. We put them on a processing stool and install the counterweight bracket so I can pick the thing up. And yeah, I reuse them. This one is Phoenix right here, and then we have Pathfinder next to that. Pathfinder has flown once, and then Phoenix was a test orbiter, so it did pad aborts and in-flight aborts and more in-flight aborts. Let's just say, because, you know, I don't allow for reverting saves here. Let's just say that this has had a lot of flight attempts. That'd be cool, LQ2. Yeah, Tessa. Yeah. Josh, Freedom 10 doesn't like launching DART. They don't jive very well together. Freedom 7 works just fine. So the pad is ready to go, guys. The rocket is ready to be fueled. All checkouts are done. Basically, we just got to get a crew out here. That's it. I used the parts from the helicopter incident orbiter Blinga to repair this one when Kerbal Construction came out. This thing was used in a high altitude abort mission, and it got damaged. So it got damaged during that high altitude abort, and it actually sat in my scrapyard for a little while out there. And then when Kerbal Construction came out, I towed it out of the scrapyard and fixed it and put it back into service, because all of the wings and all the parts on this thing are Kerbal Construction parts, because DART is really small and you can repair it. So I did. The problem is that during another in-flight abort with a Freedom 10, I lost the main tail wing, and I had to, because that main delta wing right there is not a that's not a construction part. I had to replace it with a smaller delta wing. So Phoenix is kind of out of commission for the time being. I don't know what to do with this thing. I don't know if even flying it is that smart of an idea because of the difference in wing. These I've tested and they can get back to the runway no problem. This thing, not so much. Was Pathfinder not the test vehicle? Pathfinder was my first operational orbiter into space. So this was my Columbia, basically. This thing kind of ended up working like Enterprise or Challenger, I guess, if we want to make it work like shuttles. And then this guy over here, Pathfinder, was the first operational DART. And if you go in, like, Jewel, I take this stuff way too seriously. Like, way too seriously. I serialize the orbiters. OV-101, Pathfinder. First operational dart into space. This guy over here, Phoenix, it didn't even have a name, believe it or not. It was an experimental prototype. I named it Phoenix after I sent it into space and brought it back. Experimental serial number 7 right there. So you could call this one 7. And that's the reason why its logo is a little bit different. Because it was part of the DART testing program and it wasn't an operational orbiter. And dude, I'm not making this lore up. I come up with the test regimes and the lore is made from our mission mode kind of game mode thing here. And then up here, if we go and look at Explorer, Explorer has, in its avionics bay here, I have a serial number on that one. It's 102. The reason Pathfinder has the A variant is because it got damaged during an in-flight abort. It turns out when you put a vehicle with wings on the top of a rocket, it doesn't like it very much. So that thing got damaged and I had to bring it back. But anything here that doesn't have an A serial number or an A next to it means it's never been recovered. Explorer has launched 3 times into space and I brought it right back down and put it on its stand and it's been waiting there since. When are you going to move the crew out and fly then? I got to get the crew inside of the orbiter first. So let's get the crew out here, shall we? Let's launch this sucker. Herbal and Glebless are... So these are my pad rats here. These 2 Kerbals are in charge of all integration. They've literally integrated hundreds of rockets on this pad. This one's ready to go. I think we're all good. Those are stages that are waiting to be reused. I don't really have a hangar for them right now. King, I haven't done it yet because we ran out of time. I gotta get this rotation mission out so we can get Luna 4 up and running. And let's send the crew. I gotta get my Astro van out. There we go. Gotta get the Astro van. I close the doors. All right. Who hasn't flown into space? Cathbart will don the orange spacesuit. Siyuki, get up there. And I think all my other pilots have gone into space at one point. So we need a pilot for this mission. Tedley is already flown. Jeb, Val, and Ted have flown. Let's put Bobbis on there. Bobbis should be good for another mission. Let's see. Let me check the log. Let me see the last time he flew. Bobbis flew on Liberty 4. He was Liberty 4 Crew 1. So that means he just came back down. So, no. Negative on Bobbis. Lizry's up there right now. What about Tedley? Hey, Joshy. You capitalized your name. Tedley flew on Liberty 1. Okay, Tedley, you're going back up. Get him pumpkin suit. And then John Doe can drive them. Okay. Would you do a Vostok launch with Yuri Kerman sometime in the future? Kem, if you really want to know, I went to go and look for my old Soyuz prototype pad and my Soyuz booster from back in the day. I can't find it. I was trying to do that today, but I'll give you a crew launch instead. You can get a crew launch if you want. Take Jeb. This is just a crew rotation mission. Jeb just came back from the moon the other day on Luna 3, so I'm kind of giving him, Bill, and Bob kind of a little bit of a break. Could you do a rotating structure that Soyuz has in real life? That would be awesome. A rotating structure. What do you mean? Yeah, Core. I ran out of time, guys. We could make Yuri Kuriman in the game, by the way. Kem, I'd be much too scared to kill him. I'm not even kidding. I would be much too scared to have him die. That would suck. Alright. Poyekali. I think he's talking about the shuttle's RSS. Could you do a rotating structure that Soyuz has in real life? T-Man, why would you think he's talking about the shuttle's ISS? Or RSS. The rotating service structure is on Soyuz. Soyuz has a twin RSS, so the two rotating service structures actually move up like this. They don't rotate like this, like the shuttles. They rotate up. Have you been to Minmus in this save? We attempted it, but it didn't really work. I'm getting a lot of lag from all these spare boosters lying around. All right, crew's going to the pad now. Gotcha, Josh. The Minmus mission failed. Click through. I time warped through the encounter node, guys. I lost the mission. I went to time warp through and I ended up hitting a conic that was like 30 days in the future. Time warped right through Minmus. Yeah, kind of sucks, but hey, it is what it is. All right, crew's getting ready. Ted Lee, the commander of the mission, is now moving over to the pad. How long did it take to make the pad? T-Wood, I have engineered this pad over a good couple of months. Yeah. Been a little bit. Okay, pad crews are now getting ready to get the service structure ready to accept the crew.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Go. You don't need them, Joshy. I have another way of doing it. It's theoretically infinite scale of height, King. My only constriction is the pad. Hey, Torlab, 45 months. Thanks, man. All right, here we go. Let's get the rest of the crew out. Suki, flight engineer on the mission. Freedom 7 is expended whenever I'm launching Dart. Unfortunately, Dart is too heavy for this class of rocket, so it has to run in an expendable configuration. We tried making Freedom 10 to compensate for that, but Dart launching on top of Freedom 10 for some reason, it's something to do with the aerodynamics that they don't jive very well, because that's not what it was designed for. It's very difficult just taking one payload and putting it on a different rocket. That's really... like, just taking something and putting it on something else takes a great deal of engineering and time. If anything, it's more work. So, yeah, it's going to be a little difficult. Dart's going to fly on Freedom 7 for a little while. Let me see, Dutch guy. All right, let's see what you got here, buddy. There's the fabulous Dutch guy. All right, what do you got? Let's take a look.
Okay, bro. Okay. And I didn't film it. I did. I actually did.
Let's see. Let me see it again.
Okay, 0. Okay.
I'd say you did all right. Almost there. I do have something, Dutch guy. That's I know that probably took a long time to do it, and the reason why it was so difficult to do is because your boosters are spinning the wrong way. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Don't kill you. That's impressive, actually, to get him to spin the opposite way, but they pop out and then they fly backwards. But hey, it still looks right. It looks the part, so I don't care. It's still pretty freaking cool, man. I like it. I think it's cool, man. Good job. That looked like Vostok 1 for what it's worth. It looked like Vostok 1, and you know what? That's all that counts. Because it's Cosmonautics Day, man. I think Sergey would appreciate that. No offense taken at all. Alright, right on, man. It looks good. It looked right to me. What's up, Flex? Okay, Cathbart, Sayuki, and Tedley will now move into the crew structure here. Tips on 3D modeling the foam in a weapons case. If you're designing something in CAD for application drives design, Nuclear, so it's really about what you need it to do more than anything. That's the most important part. Okay, the crew is now in the tower. I just don't want it to be too high on polygons. So so build the shape out first, build what you want, and then subtract. Like subtractive manufacturing. Picture yourself in a CNC machine, Nuclear. What does the CNC machine do? It cuts out material, right? Sculpt it like that if you have to. Start with blocks, and then go from there. Sorry, I'm just checking into something, guys. Cool. All right, we're gonna turn the music down. We're gonna go for a launch here. Let's get the mission log back up. That's just a search through Bing. That's what I wanted, right? Right. Okay, no additional notes were there for the Sigma mission, so we're gonna go down here and we're going to go with Liberty 6 Expedition 6 to Liberty Station. We're using a Freedom 7 version 2.1. Payload is Explorer. Okay, let's go down here. Orbital parameters. Insertion orbit is set for... Insertion orbit set for 98 by 98, and then RCS to Liberty Station. Okay, we don't have a T0 time just yet. Dart is 7.2 tons in this configuration. This is the third launch from this pad between this and the last refurbishment. It's the 83rd total launch. The booster first stage is LV2. LV2 128. And the second stage serial number (232). Okay. Mission description: crew rotation mission to Liberty Station. Okay, the booster will be expended. And then we need the landing date, so we need to go about 150 days into the future. So they'll be down basically year 4, day 0. Actually, that would be year 4, day... Well, 296. There's 426 days in a Kerbal year. So we're looking at 120... So 130. So year 4, day 20 is when they'll be back down. Okay, year 4, day 20. That's really not a coincidence. Yeah, that's the number, right? Tedley Kerman is the commander. Who else we got on this? Siyuki is the flight engineer. And then Cathbart Kerman is the mission specialist. Okay. Where's the station? Alright, we're actually in good phasing for the station. So, what I'm going to do is we're going to get the crew aboard here. Surprised you don't have an IRL pad to keep track of all the serial numbers. It's pretty easy to see them. They're just painted on the side of the booster. 28 and 32. Alright. So, pad crews are now prepping the vehicle. Lebless, the pad crew, will get up here and stand by for the crew. All right. Commander of the mission, Tedley, is up on the launch gantry here. Let's get his crewmates. Where's Gunther Kerman? What? I don't know. All right. Crew photo departing for launch here. They're going to equip their helmets now. And now we'll start crew ingress into the vehicle. Okay, Cathbart tripping on the launch gantry, as is tradition. For the most part, Owens, yeah. Where are they going today? Station. Okay, Cathbart is now moving into Dart here. And she will take her position in the mission specialist position up here at the top. Okay. No, not Tedley. We need Siyuki. Siyuki now ingressing into the vehicle. Not enough dart flights to say conclusively demo. Not taking the chance. Okay, Tedley now getting into the command seat here. Yep, happy Cosmonautics Day, NASA man, and STS-1 Day. NASA released a lot of cool footage from STS-1. Some of it I haven't seen before. It looks like they restored footage from a remarkable flying machine. Tedley is now taking his seat inside of Dart here. And crews will begin powering on the orbiter. Okay, they've switched Explorer orbiter power on. Explorer's powered on, still on pad power at this time. Yeah, they posted it up on YouTube. It's only a 4-minute video, Sawyer, but it's definitely got some restored footage. It's really, really cool. Okay, Glebless, the pad crew, now securing the hatch here. Well, I'll be back in 4 minutes then. It's a good video, man. Made me really happy. Hey, Snakes, what's up? ETA to liftoff. Well, I gotta get the structures away from here, and then we're good. Okay, the first step here is to move the access tower out, or retract the gantries on the access tower in preparation for full retract here. So Glebus is doing final checkouts. They're in the astronaut complex, Ryan, waiting for another mission. Okay, we'll now retract the service structure here. Service structures are now moving into the retracted position. Which way did STS-1 head for inclination? Due east. 27.5 degrees inclined was the initial orbit for the shuttle. They basically just went due east and sent it on STS-1, 2, 3, and 4, actually. Glebus will now move into the remote control station for the pad here. I actually have seen that, King, yeah. NVIDIA, right? Or was it a different thing? NVIDIA did a whole thing on it with ray trace lighting, which is pretty cool. I think somebody actually linked that up the other day, and I haven't gotten around to looking at it yet. Okay. Glebus will now retract the service gantries to the mobile service tower. And then the next step of business is to mute that because it's really freaking loud. Kerbal just likes to overdrive sounds like that sometimes. It's a little bit on the annoying side. Yeah, Nas man. Yeah, I told you you'd dig it.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
I love it when they in that thing, in the presser, Nas man. They asked John Young, like, "What do you think of the space shuttle?" And he just kind of looks at him and goes, "Are you serious? Are you serious? Did you not see what that thing just did?" I freaking love John Young. He was my hero. That guy was my hero. So what do you think of the new spacecraft, John? Are you serious? Did you not just see what that thing just did? Did you not see it? We got that thing into space and brought it back. That's ridiculous. When did NASA stop painting the external tank? STS-3. Nuclear 16-month resub. What's Ferg saying there, Bandit? Oh, yeah, I'll have to check that out. We're moving the service gantry, or the mobile service tower, out of the way here.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Hey, Karma's 6-month subscription gift of Iceman has entered month 3. Thanks to Iceman. Nice. Okay. The next step here is to retract the mobile service tower in preparation for launch. Or not the mobile service tower. This is the crew access tower. I'm forgetting my own damn nomenclature. I really should make a vehicle, a track mobile or something that can tow this stupid thing. It'd be so much easier. But Lebless never skips leg day, and neither should you. Physical fitness, man. Snake. Well, that's pretty neat. Okay. The rocket is not fueled. I don't fuel it with service structures around it. That's not a good idea. I mean, it's even not a good idea in KSP. What if the Kraken strikes with a fully fueled rocket? That's, I mean, not that makes that big of a difference, but... Okay. Crew access tower is now fully retracted. Pat crews will now evacuate. Is this booster reusable? It is, but not with this type of payload, Voodoo Cat. The reason why I don't have this one as in reusability is because Freedom 7 is the only vehicle that launches DART effectively into space. And I don't want to I don't want to put it on any other vehicle without sufficient testing, but we have lunar deadlines, man, so I'm going to put it on the vehicle that I know works. And basically, another kind of rule of spaceflight, go with what you know. I know that it flies well with this, and I know I haven't fully tested it on a bigger booster where we would enable reusability. So we're going to launch with what we know. It sucks that it's, you know, expendable, but the vast majority of missions that are supporting lunar operations are using Freedom 10, and Freedom 10 is reusable, so it's pretty okay. I don't like that I'm expending boosters, especially since the Freedom class of rockets, Freedom 10 and 7, are supposed to be reusable, but once again, what I didn't take into account is a payload that I designed for Freedom 7 not working on Freedom 10. It's basically a case of you can't just make everything bigger, which is this happens with real rockets. You can't just times everything by 2 and hope it's going to be okay. And I made that mistake because of deadlines. So they're basically behind the rocket and ready to go. All right, next step in the flight here is to go through the regular sequencing here. Okay, ensure vehicle alignment. Alignment check. Alignment check. Vehicle is at 89.7. Okay, we're gonna go down the vehicle in a moment, but now what I got to do is enable the auto struts and make sure that root part is on Explorer. I'm just going to set a root part auto strut here. Root part is showing Explorer's docking port, which is good. We've passed the hierarchy check. What is all that orange blobs on your screen? So basically, those are struts. Those are invisible struts that Kerbal run to hold parts, to hold certain parts together. They're called auto struts, and auto struts you can set the auto strut to different things. If you set it to root part, it basically sets the controlling part for the subassembly. Long story short, that has its applications in building vessels in Kerbal. The really simple way of saying it is that I want to make sure I'm controlling the rocket when I undock it from the pad. I don't think I need to say why. The rocket has no automated guidance systems. We are using currently a Mark 1 PEBCAC. That's our guidance system. It is a manual guidance and control system. PEBCAC stands for Problem Exists Between Keyboard and Chair. I'm the guidance system. I need to control the rocket, not the launch pad when we leave. Yeah, that Mark 1 PEBCAC. It's an oldie, but it's a goodie. It's using flight hardware, or it's using hardware from 1988. But hey, it works. It's like an old Game Boy. It works just fine. I saw that, Hellfish. We discussed that during Space News. Interesting that they're testing RS-68As. They got up to 700,000 pounds of thrust, though. Like, that's pretty good. You have to be careful. Sometimes the PEBCAC processors get the ID10T errors. Oh, very much so. Very much so. We'll probably look to automate it sometime soon. All right. Alignment check is 89.7. We're in nominal range. Hierarchy check is green. Let's stage the vehicle. Make sure that our vehicle staging is correct. Okay. We have our second stage swivel engine there. And then our stage decoupler right there. The radial drogue chute is something that's on the Freedom 7 booster. In case we, for whatever reason, try to get that back. The Cub engines don't go there. Which one is this? The Sparker engines go right here. That's the orbiter, or that's DART's orbiter maneuvering system. Okay, vehicle is staged. All right. So now we're gonna go down and do a vehicle checkout, full vehicle checkout ground up. So we need to make sure that all the connections are good on the vehicle. So make sure that the vehicle's powered on. Explorer is powered on. Confirm. Fuel tanks are open in priming for the LES. Monoprop systems are good. The vehicle has been fully processed. We have to pressurize up the launch escape system here, but we will do that momentarily. DART crossfeed there is enabled. Okay, second stage crossfeed is enabled. We're going to go down here, opening up our second stage fill and drain valves right here, and we are going to enable crossfeed. All right, crossfeed is enabled. Next thing we're going to do is check for same vessel interaction. SVI ensures that the second stage is mated correctly to the vehicle. SVI. Okay, SVI on the payload fairing is good. That basically ensures that my coupling mechanisms are working. We should have SVI here, and then on the first stage fairing right here, we should also have SVI enabled. Cool. Same vessel collision is enabled between the first and second stage. SVI on the airstream protective shell on the aft engine section is enabled, and SVI is enabled on the launch plate. Okay, launch table is good. We're going to open up the fill and drain valves here on the first stage, enabling crossfeed. Okay, crossfeed is enabled. All valves are open. Stand by for fueling. Worked in IT. You get that all the time. I know what you mean, man. First step here is to prime and arm the DART's launch escape systems. Close those tanks out for a second. I have to do control surface alignment check on the first stage and DART. I need to make sure those control surfaces are working. Just gotta keep charging the batteries, aka more coffee. Yeah. This is overclocking. That's what that is. It looks like the helicopter flight is gonna have to wait a little bit longer. Yep. Yeah, it pays to take your time. I'm sure Perseverance is asking Ingenuity one hop. Excuse me, Ingenuity. One hop. And Ingenuity's like, dude, I need to make sure this works. We really only get one shot. Excuse me, one hop. Launch escape systems are almost fully processed here. Dude, the FAA inspector isn't here yet. Yeah, we're just gonna have to send an FAA inspector to Mars so we can make sure. He has to be we have to have an FAA safety officer. I mean, yeah, Robbie, actually you're right. An MAA, Mars Aviation Administration. I mean, it's only fair. It's only fair. Ingenuity 15 is just waiting in the hangar near Olympus Mons. It'll be ready to go. Wait a minute. Can we send some media out there? I'm sure John Krause would go, Snake. I mean, if you want to go with him, that's fine. Okay. Now what we're going to do is ensure that all the thrusters here on the escape system, okay, 134, 5978, 267, 2298, okay. Locking out control surfaces on Explorer. Control surfaces are all locked out. Okay. I mean, it'd be rude not to. Alright, so the next thing we have to do is arm our launch escape system. Launch escape system is an integrated LES similar to Dragon 2 or Starliner. That's integrated onto Dart, and to get it away from the stack in case something goes really wrong. We're going to set the docking ports to undock and decouple. Undock and decouple. We set these engines here to activate free gimbal. Set these to activate. Those don't need the gimbal attachments. That's for steering. We set these ones to activate the pitch controls. Okay. We're going to set a shutdown. Abort will command a shutdown on the swivel. And last but not least, it will command a shutdown on all main engines. Okay. Launch escape system has been sequenced and is ready to go. Next step is pressurizing the launch escape system here. Basically, I'm just enabling the tanks. The reason why I close the tanks out is in case I accidentally hit the abort button right now, nothing will happen. The thing won't detach if it has no fuel, right? So I close it out. The last step before fueling here with this crew on this flight is pressurizing and arming the launch escape system. Basically now, if I hit abort, Explorer's going somewhere. It ain't going to space, but it'll go somewhere. So let's make sure to not hit abort. Okay. Only hit abort if we really absolutely have to. Alright, so systems are good. We are going to begin the fueling procedure on the first stage now. Fueling procedures are go ahead of the Liberty 6 Expedition 6 crew here. I'm just locking out these fuel tanks so I don't need to keep selecting them. We need to make sure we got all of them. There should be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. We are now filling up the first stage. We've begun first stage filling here. We can set our T0 time. For filling this, it takes a little bit more time than a Freedom 10 because we're going big tank into small tank, so the flow rate is down. That's just Kerbal logic. So we're at 3655. So year 3, day 296, 00, colon, 44, colon, 00. 7 minutes should be good enough to get this right. Okay, new T0 time has been coordinated with the launch director. We're sitting at T-minus 7 minutes, 5 seconds. Countdown is resumed, but we are still in a planned 2-minute hold. 2-minute hold will resume at the T-minus 2-minute mark. The reason we enter a planned hold is if something happens, something goes wrong during the fueling procedure, we don't do something right, we call a master hold, and we don't resume the planned hold at T-minus 2 minutes. This is to account for leeway in fueling procedures. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Sometimes I click the fuel tanks in the wrong order, or sometimes we encounter a problem. This is why planned holds are built into counts in real life, because sometimes steps in the launch procedure sometimes they take more time. It's like having a certain amount of time to complete a test. If you're trying to do a test at school and you do it on a certain, you have like 3 hours. Does that mean you can use all the 3 hours? Well, yeah, you could. You could, right? But does it take that long? No. It never takes that long. It never takes 3 hours, right? In this particular case, in that analogy, the application here, the planned period of launch is the launch window. And you have to complete the test in a certain amount of time. Sometimes that takes longer than others. But when you're getting ready to complete the test, you do final checkouts on your test, right? You make sure that you double checked all your answers. You do that, right? Everyone in chat's like, no. And then you submit it to the teacher. Submitting it to the teacher means you're good. Means that's it. Sometimes you ask EJ a really good question and he gets distracted. Well, when I'm in launch mode here, I tend to focus on this, guys. Where's the station right now? Station is almost overhead. We're going to time this launch window real good. Double checking on an exam will make you second guess yourself. Demo, if I was going to go back to school, I'd rather know the stuff cold. I would probably be studying, and I'd probably know everything cold. I'd probably do all the study guides and everything. I'd probably do them 3 or 4 times over if I went back to school nowadays. I do them 3 or 4 times over. I really don't care if I lose sleep over it. Because it's like that. I mean, it is like launching a rocket, dude. You don't know the outcome, but you can improve your odds, right? Oh, come on. Doesn't it at least, with all those colons, don't forget, doesn't it at least deserve a groan? Ugh. Yeah, switching to map view stopped the fueling. Thanks, guys. See, this is what I mean. This is why I leave a little bit of leeway. We'll begin upper stage fueling here in a moment. I'll need to double check to make sure I didn't skip a question. Double checking my answers always gets me the wrong answer. Yeah, right, demo, yeah. Hitting submit on an exam is very much like hitting the launch button. It is, right, Sport? Dude, it is. You hand it over and you're like, oh, God, I hope I did that right. Oh, I hope I did that right. Please, I hope I did that right. So true, man. Excited Dutch noises? Laughs in stroopwafel. Yeah, revert to VAB button. Revert to test start would be really useful. In rocket science, in real life, and in tests. That would be very nice. Please? Please? Or bitterballen. When you finish the exam 30 minutes before everybody else. Voodoo Cat, that's how I know I did bad on an exam. At least that's how like 15-year-old, 16-year-old EJ would know. If I'm like, yeah, I'm done. That wasn't so bad. Oh, crap. I did something wrong. There's no way I got all that right. There's no friggin' way. You look around, you're like, oh, damn. What did I do? Did I do it wrong? Ah, Canadian, I like this. I like the schematics, man. This is good. Very good, dude. Yeah, we'll find a home for that. We'll find a home for that. I actually had an idea. If you're willing to entertain me next time we play Minecraft. When you know, you know. If you don't know, then sometimes you don't know that you don't know. Yeah. Well said, Falcon. I mean, Canadian, you know what I was thinking? We got to find more sandy, marshy areas, because sandy, marshy areas are where oil is, you know, or we got to find a desert. We got to find a nice desert biome. And, dang, you got to build it out at a desert biome. Well, dang, I got to build a road there. How are we going to drill for oil with your non-functional oil derrick and transport? You have transport trucks move to our non-functional shipyard so we can fill the ships up with bunker C. I mean, we're going to need a refinery, too. Why not? Right? So if we have to build it in a desert biome, well, damn, that's just going to be where that goes. Everest, you won't believe it, but in 10th grade, we had exams in school. In my Russian exam, I needed exactly 45 out of 90 minutes. Yeah, we need tankers now, Canadian? Really? When did they start doing this? I mean, maybe it's just going to need an oil pipeline. Right? I mean, it's only logical. I don't know, Zonic. We'll have to get into that. We'll have to get into it. Desert biome will be good in Alberta. We drill in the prairies or in the middle of the forest. No deserts here. Yeah. How do you road in KSP? We're not talking about KSP. So what, Zonic? So what? You got a problem? I mean, if we're gonna make the Berta oil fields, Canadian, I don't have a problem with that. Gotta have pipeline though, or train tracks, whatever one, whatever suits you best. Maybe we need some rail cars. I don't know. Okay, first stage fueling is almost complete. First stage fueling is complete at this time. Stand by for upper stage fueling. Nice short line. Have you expanded the DSN? No, not yet. Oh, we're getting a little bit of a stuck oxidizer valve right there. That's a bit more of construction completed since the last time I bopped in. Well, we're going to do a crew launch here. You need more stuff to launch people into space, Iron. You know that. Stuck valve, 6 week scrub. I mean, a good trebuchet, I'd do. Oh wait, you want him to live? Iron, you've seen the mission mode rules. You know the penalty. oh wait, you want him to live. Oh. Okay, we're sitting at T-minus 4 minutes and counting. What's the penalty for killing Kerbals? You get a huge rep hit. Well, actually, you lose a rep hit if you kill a Kerbal in game anyway. Monetary. Right now, if we lost this crew, 850 Gs. Yeah. 250 per Kerbal, 100 Gs per star. Don't kill any experienced Kerbals. Yeah, and there's a rule in mission mode. If I go minus, if we go negative 1 million, so if I kill a high enough ranking Kerbal, and I dip into the red too far, we go into 1 million, it doesn't even bother with a chat vote. Delete the save. You can fail at mission mode. I don't plan on that. Okay, vehicle is fully fueled. We're going to go down here, and now we're going to close out. Cross-feed for the launch escape systems. Close out the cross-feeding system on the second stage. Okay. Crossfeed is disabled. Do you happen to know the total compute processing power needed for a manned launch? In real life, sports fan, or in this? Well, in this, Kerbal is chugging right now because I have like 2,000 parts in the scene or something. In real life, it's not about having high processing power. It's input and output. So the architecture is a little bit different for a computer that would, like on a spacecraft, for instance. It's a processor that's more suited with input and output, so it's like the bandwidth of being able to do stuff all at once. From what I understand, hardware architecture for spacecraft is a little bit different than the computer that you have sitting on your desk. You know what I mean? It's a different hardware architecture. The processors are literally built different so they can handle a lot of controls in real time. In terms of processing power, you don't need high processing power, but you need to be able to handle a lot of small stuff all at once. Also, so they can handle radiation. That's true. Yeah, it's not like you could just take your computer, strap it to the side of a spacecraft, and then be like, heh, it's fine. No, it'll probably get destroyed by radiation. I mean, amongst other things. Exactly, sports fan. Yes, it's exactly like that. It's, yeah, difference between an Arduino or a Raspberry Pi. Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly right. Granted, my hardware architecture knowledge and software is not very good. I'm better at like electrical, mechanical, and aerospace. I like the stuff that flies. The stuff that makes the stuff fly. I don't know. Yeah, Loopy, exactly. All right. We are planned to come out of the 2-minute hold here in T-minus 30 seconds. We've gone through all vehicle systems here. Are looking good. It's a good solid 6 to 8 hour build, RJ. Easy. The Lego shuttle is deceptively long. It doesn't seem like it would be much, but it's longer than the Saturn V, believe it or not. And that thing is built like a tank, for real. Grizzly Adams. Oh gosh, rainstorm coming in. Yeah, Grizzly Adams had a beard. It's like if you guys watch the press conferences for Perseverance. Perseverance has a computer in it from like the 90s. Yeah, it has a computer in it from the 90s. Because that's when NASA and JPL paid the money to make a computer that's designed to work on other planets. It's not just like you can just duct tape a desktop to it, to Perseverance, and be like, yeah, it's fine. I mean, Perseverance has a nuclear reactor, or not a nuclear reactor. It's a nuclear isothermic generator, a radioisothermic electric generator. There's a nuke on the back. It has a ball of plutonium up its tailpipe. Having a computer next to that is not ideal. So you have to build a special kind of computer for that. It's really cool stuff, actually. All right, coming out of the 2-minute hold here. Okay, we go for auto sequencer start. Onboard computers have primary control of all vehicle systems. We're going to thermally condition the engines here. Okay, all engines are conditioned correctly. Don't mind that. That's fine. The little thing around is okay. Disable cross feed. First stage is pressed for flight. Thrust vector control checkout. It can clip in a little bit, it's not a problem. TVC checkout is confirmed. Okay. We're looking good. We've moved to 89.5. That's not ideal. I think 89.5 is coming from this pressure plate having the full load of the rocket on it, Sawyer. Let me, while we're doing this here, let me just check. Does the first stage avionics, the first stage docking port read 89.5? Let's control from here. It does. It reads 89.5. Okay, what about the second stage docking port?
Discovery, go at throttle up.
It reads 89.6, and then this one reads 89.5. So it's a little bit of a rounding error. The vehicle, the second stage is a little bit like this, and dart's a little bit like that. That's the reason why the vehicle isn't true like that, is because of auto strutting. When we leave the pad, everything should knock into alignment. I'm not too worried about that. What I've been finding here, and yes, I'm 100% sure on this, what I've been finding is that if it falls out of alignment during fueling, that's okay. As long as you put the vehicle together and it's straight when you put it together, that means when you leave the pad, it's going to be, everything's going to be fine. Not going to be, everything will be fine. Either way, I have the launch escape system. I'll have the launch escape system armed here. LES is armed, just in case something goes wrong. Okay, inside of 1 minute here. Hey, Bam, 40-month resub. Thank you. Station is out in front, just where it needs to be. We have our abort system ready to go. Ground pyrotechnic ignition system is online. Not armed, but enabled. But it's enabled, but it's not armed. Pyrotechnic is the separation system. That's what it's called in real life. In reality, I just have the docking port controller open because that's how I have to separate. So borders over here. Range operations coordinator, report range status. Status check. Go Dart. Go Freedom 7. Go Expedition 6. Clear to proceed with terminal count. T-minus 25 seconds and counting. Ground pyrotechnic ignition system is armed. So the in-game timer, because the simulation speed is down, we're sitting in real time, we're about 20 seconds out. In game, we're about 10. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engine ignition. It snapped back. It snapped to. We're good. And we have a liftoff. Liftoff. Expedition 6. Going up to the station. Improving our science knowledge in low carbon orbit. Vehicle has cleared the tower. Roll program is initiated. Roll program complete. Oh yeah, Kali. Dynamic pressure is at 2 kilopascals and increasing. Vehicles crossing 1 kilometer up. 28 seconds into the flight. All systems looking good. "45 seconds into the flight. Dynamic pressure at 8.5 pascals and increasing. Vehicle is 4 kilometers in altitude, traveling at 170 meters a second. Vehicles entered the transonic regime. All systems still looking good here. T plus 1 minute 15 into the flight. Vehicle's now traveling at 300 meters a second. Dynamic pressure. We've gone through maximum dynamic pressure. Getting secondary pitch over here of the vehicle. All systems still looking good. Next step in the flight here. We're flying on a little bit of a high ascent for the Kerbals, but that's okay. Next step in the flight here is main engine cutoff. Okay, we have MECO confirmed. Oh, crap. Come on. Flip it around. Guidance systems are compensating. Okay. We're gonna take a little bit of a Delta V hit there. That was weird. It didn't do that before. The SAS compensated for it last time. Looks like I need a better staging system there. An ullage staging system here. We'll probably incorporate that on the next flight. No, it's an abort to orbit. ATO. I got the vehicle recovered in time. That flip didn't do us any favors though, so we're just gonna turn and burn this sucker up here. Yeah, I don't care about the first stage. That doesn't bother me. RJ, I'm not sure if a push rod will do us right. Some ullage separator motors are the cheapest solution, I think. Okay. You have negative return here, Explorer. Negative return. Oh, God, I hope we didn't take it. I mean, I hope the hit wasn't too high. Yeah, we had lack of control during staging, and our center of lift went up too high. That usually doesn't do that. It usually just keeps going. It pitches over a little bit, but it's all right. was enough. Okay, we have Seco confirmed. Separation confirmed. Dart separation is confirmed. Priming the orbiter maneuvering system. OMS 1 is required on this flight here. Okay. We are good for an abort to orbit here. 268, 456. We're good. Guys, we're all right. We're fine. Totally good. Yeah, Rocket. Yeah, we had to pitch over more. I got to come up with a better system for this thing. Even 7 is a little bit. But once again, we'll come up with an integrated architecture for Dart and for everything else with the next vehicle that we design. We're good for station, actually, Flight Sim, yeah. $10 to 15 degrees on separation from prograde, Rocket Guy. That's probably what did it. What would they do if that happened on Dragon? Well, SpaceX would have done is tested their vehicle correctly and made sure that that didn't happen. Okay, we have OMS 1 concluded at this time. 80 by 86, the ATO was successful. We still have plenty to return, plenty to come back down if we need to. Okay, initial orbital insertion was 86 km by 80. ATO due to staging anomaly. But Explorer is up in space for the 3rd time here. Okay. Oh, man, that sucked. Yeah, Rocket Guy, looks like we need a control system, albeit RCS or whatever, during staging there. That has happened before, but it wasn't, you know, just in case, probably be better to get that right. I can reach the station just fine, guys. So what we have to do is circularize here at 86. And then we'll set the stage as target. But I also have to make sure that our inclination was right. I guarantee you from that flip we're a little bit off. Oh, crap. Okay, it's not bad. We're going to have to do another orbital correction burn here. Let me get the music back up and running. Now uncapping. We just need a better staging system. Staging anomaly, my backside, that was controller error. Second stage, loss of signal, as expected. Nice, Sonic. Explorer is now moving to do its second correction burn here. You earned a stroopwafel. Dank. Today's the first time the shuttle launched. April 12th, 1981. Anniversary, 40th anniversary of SDS-1. April 12th, 1961. 60th anniversary of the first human in space. Vostok 1, Yuri Gagarin. The shuttle on STS-1 had Bob Crippen and John Young aboard. Cripp's still with us. Yeah. John Young unfortunately passed away a number of years ago. And I was pretty distraught when that happened. John Young is my hero. Or was my hero. He lives on. Lives on in here. Stand by for second orbiter correction move. Second orbital correction move is, or orbital correction burn is good. All right, we're gonna get a another one here. I'm gonna boost us up to. We'll stay at 90 here, and then we'll catch up to the station. Tedley is now reorienting the vehicle. Reorienting the vehicle for the next burn here in T-minus 6 minutes. Yeah, I think that was lack of control during staging. Rocket Guy, that's what you said, right? I saw it start to drift away after separation. If we had an ullage system on there, it'd be honestly more realistic, and also it would be, well, we'd stay nice and stable during ascent. Alright, stand by. This one's just going to be a quickie. We could do this one with the monoprop, it's not a problem. Okay. Gonna get this thing up to 90 here, and then we're just gonna play catch up with the station. And possibly even mustard as well. Tedley using the gyroscopes here to orient the vehicle for the next burn. For this one, we'll use the ohms. I relish your wit. Ugh. T-minus 10 till correction burn 3. All right, that should be good. Now, let's dial in our maneuver here to get to the station. We need an 8.2 meters a second burn here. And now what I'm going to do is put the orbits, move the orbits out even more. I'm dialing in a maneuver here. Okay, the next maneuver is in 3 hour 57. And will get us within 100 meters of the station. Good. Gonna play catch up here to the station. We'll time warp through this. Okay, fuel cell. It is consuming fuel, but we have plenty of Delta V in case of an abort here. Everything's looking good. More aerospace history to the day. It's also the 84th anniversary of the first ground test of a jet engine by Frank Whittle. Interesting. Okay. T-minus 15 to the rendezvous burn. Rendezvous burn was initiated. Now we're going to use the RCS to shore that burn up. Great intercept within 100 meters. Perfect. Okay. Crews are now within visual. Oh, that's perfect. That was right on the money, man. Real good. Right on target for the station. Jeez, demo. What's that, Jim? Ingenuity is healthy, but it needs a flight software update. While the development of the software is straightforward, validating and uplinking it will take time. We will set a new flight date next week. Okay. $500 in closing. Decreasing close speed to 2 meters a second here. Okay. Excuse me. We're 300 meters out from the station. Tedley does have a visual on the station at this time. Dart is closing in. Dart's doing, Dart and the crew of Explorer are doing a slight course correction here. Okay, differential target speed is 0.2 meters a second. Tedley's now taking control of the vehicle here to align it for final dock with the DDA right there. Dart docking adapter at the very bottom of the station. We're going to bring the old crew down very soon. Tedley will now position the craft in place for a final docking maneuver. I do, Predominant. Do you need it? Then earn it. Slight corrective commands. Hey, Sneaky, thanks for the raid, man. Sometimes it shows up, dude. Sometimes it doesn't. Tedley's now aligning Explorer's docking adapter here. We have a close speed of 0.2 meters a second. Center. 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 0.3 meters a second close. Dart is now doing final alignments here. Entering low Z thrust. Making final alignments. We have magnetization, soft capture. Capture confirmed. 2 darts up on the station, ready to go. Came in a little bit hot there. That's okay. We will now power down Explorer systems in preparation for a long-term habitation here. We will shut the fuel cells, and Explorer will now be powered via station power at this time. Not bad. Crews are now moving in to meet up with the Liberty 5 crew there. And we are now powering down Explorer. Voyager will find its way back down here momentarily. So, I didn't do my time warps for the day because I wanted to get the crew up here before we did the time warps. So, what I will do is transfer the 2 scientists into Liberty 5 here. And yeah, we can go from there. That's fine, actually. Here are those separation conditions if you wanted to see, yeah. Let's take a look. Oh, yeah. There's the problem. Yeah, that's your issue right there. Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Rocket Guy. That's the problem. We're not on the prograde vector right there. We should set prograde lock before staging. That explosion is just the ablator port blowing up. It's supposed to do that. Yeah. See the arrow. Even the arrow up here took it to an extent. Oh, man. I only lost about 30 meters a second delta V. Yeah. If I had let this go for like maybe another 5 seconds, we wouldn't have made it. We wouldn't have made it into space. Yeah. I saved it just in time. That was close. That was very, very, very close to being an abort. Yeah, I mean, very close to me, like, burning Explorer dry all the way up into space and having to go and rescue it. That was it. So I'd say, like, 5 more seconds, we would have to... Explorer would have needed to use all of its fuel. 10 more seconds, it doesn't make it into orbit. Yeah, that's... Yeah, okay. Didn't tell me anything I didn't know. Or, well, it did, but you know what I mean. It wouldn't be good for it, Zonic. Oh. Well, that's cool. Yeah, Zonic, it really depends on the craft, but... Alright, so... We're good. Hey, Rocket, what's going on? Yeah, I mean, yeah, the Aero Forces overtook the gimbal control authority on that thing for sure. Yeah, Reagan, if we didn't get it in time, I would have used the stage to boost back. Where the snapshot? Sure. Alright, now we got 2 scientists up here, but it'll only be for a second. But we do have 2 scientists up in the Liberty 5 module. Oh, the other thing is that this station needs to be... renamed. Caps lock is a heck of a drug. Alright. Thanks, Green. Yeah, we can do 4.2 science a day. So, I'm going to go back down here and we're going to do our time warps. Is a lunar eclipse a thing? You just saw one. Or you just saw the beginning of one. Alright, crew is safely up to the station. I agree, Predominant. Okay, now we're going to do our time warps here. It depends on where in the Ascent regime short line. My first time seeing this station, very nice. Early mid-career stations are most challenging. Rocket, Every single bit of that station I put together on my launch pad and launched. The shuttles, the 2 shuttles, so Voyager and Explorer that are up there. Explorer, this is its 3rd time into space. Voyager is actually on its inaugural mission here. But the 3 times that Explorer has been up there for the Luna 1 and the Luna 3 missions, never been recovered. Never recovered it, dude. So 296, we're going to 303. But yeah, everything there, Rocket, was launched via a launch pad, put together on a rocket that I assembled outside of the VAB. It gets pretty tough, dude. Well, yeah, and like I said, the shuttles have been used multiple times. Oh, I went an extra day. Crap. Check the missions just in case. What's up, Boo? Yeah, well, Rocket, I didn't really choose. Chat chose for me, man. Yeah. Okay, we can recover the C-100. There we go. Alright, now let's go back up to the station. And, guys, we're gonna swap one crew over and bring the other crew down. Would you consider building a new full-size shuttle again? Mind Drive, you know good and well. You know good and well how long that takes. It would require a lot of testing. We'd have to test in parallel. What do you mean Explorer's never been recovered? Ryan, I've landed it on the runway, landed the vehicle on the runway, towed it back to the launch pad, and launched it again. Or just kept it there until I needed to. Okay. Back up here at the station. Should have a good deal of science. Transmit that science. Alright. Okay, so now what we're going to do... Megan is going to move over here. Happy 40th. Yep, it's Cosmonautics Day, Rocketology, and STS-1 anniversary. Pretty cool.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Desecrate, 15-month resub. Alright. Alright. Well, we have an after-hours game tonight. Not sure. Okay, guys. Oh, the other thing I need to do is lock out this thing's mono-propellant systems. We need to lock those out. And then we need to lock out the fuel tanks there. Alright. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to separate Voyager here. We're going to separate Voyager from, Was there a limit on how many times the shuttles could fly before they had to be retired? The real shuttles, Tipsy? 100 missions. Yeah, the airframes were rated for 100 missions. Yeah. 55... So, halfway through the orbiter's life, they would have had to have... if everything went right, they would have had to rebuild the orbiter's engines. Yeah, but, yeah. 55 flights for the SSMEs and 100 for the orbiter was maximum planned. That never happened. Discovery got the closest with 39 missions. If Columbia had flown to the end of the program, it would have gotten... Columbia probably would have gotten up over 40 missions easily. Probably even close to 50. They used Columbia a lot throughout the program. I mean, even Challenger. Challenger got used a lot, too. Challenger had flown 10 missions in 2 years, guys. 10 times into space, 2 years, before it had, Challenger first flew in late 1983. And by basically the end of 1985, had flown 10 missions. That's 10 missions in 2 years. That's ridiculous. That's what I mean. They were really ramping up that shuttle program hard. They were really ramping it up. Yeah, pretty cool. With the advantages in hindsight and foreknowledge, would we not be better skipping the shuttle and going directly to Venture Star or Skylon? You guys, it's up to you. I'll demonstrate a couple of different lifter options to you guys, but I tried building a shuttle, but it's uncontrollable in the later parts of re-entry. Any tips? Don't make it uncontrollable, Ryan. You literally have chosen the hardest thing, one of the hardest things to do in KSP. Get your center of lift and center of mass lined up. Reagan, I'm doing a basic career mode save, and I have a strong proven way to low Earth orbit in a good station. I've done a handful of unmanned missions to the moon. What should I do next? It's career mode. Do what makes you money. Okay. Could be a nightmare to operate. Yeah, but Tessa, that's not your decision. That's not my decision. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If chat wants the shuttle, chat's going to get the shuttle. The good and the bad. I'll try to get it to operate as best as I can. It ain't my decision. It ain't your decision. Chat votes on the lifter vehicle architecture. Yeah, MG. It can. The Constitution module is a logistics module. Constitution 1. It's designed for fuel transfer between stages. That's what these two docking ports are for. And it's also designed for extra storage. We have extra space. And it's kind of a hab module for the crew as well. But anyway. There's Minmus out there. All right, let's get the Voyager crew home here. Check monopropellant on board the vehicle. Monoprop is good. We got plenty. Okay. It's the place the exercise equipment is kept. Why would I keep my towel racks down there? When I was going into orbit today, I saw Eve, Moho, Duna, Jewel all lined up in the sky. Cool. That's where every normal person keeps them. Oh. Having chat choose. Brave man. Well, Rocket, what I do is I usually present a wide array of options, right? So, at this point, we have I'm proving a sustainable architecture to the moon, right? And once that happens... Well, when that happens, we're going to start, I don't know, we're going to do more with the moon right now. Build a base module, launch pad on the moon, or landers or whatever, right? And then, simultaneously, chat did overfund me on these lunar proving missions so I could rope R&D costs into building a larger launch vehicle so we could do more. But yeah, chat's generally pretty dang good at this. Actually, like, what I do is I don't say, hey, what do we want to build next? So, like, for this heavy lift vehicle option, I'm going to propose a partially reusable, a fully expendable, and a fully reusable vehicle. I'll come up with 3 proposals. Basically, chat put out an RFP, and I'm going to try to fulfill it with 3 different proposals for 3 different rockets. When that happens, chat will pick one. So for Freedom, when we decided to fund the Freedom rocket, right, Freedom 7 and what ultimately would become Freedom 10, because I had a failure, chat had to vote to fix that. What we ended up doing was chat with Freedom went for the reusability, partial reuse. I had a fully reusable solution, right? I had the partial reuse solution in the form of Freedom 7, and then I had expendable super heavy lift, which was my Jebstone 3 rocket from Career. It would have had to made a launch pad for that. Chat voted for the reusability option. They sacked, you guys went with medium duty reusability instead of heavy duty lift. And then chat wanted me to send heavy duty modules into space, and we had a big problem. I lost a couple of science modules on the way up because the lifter wasn't big enough. TZ, no. The Minmus mission is waiting for a correction burn. I have to wait till this. I have to wait for this to get right here, and then we could do a correction burn. But chat has tasked me with fixing that, so that's what I'll do. But we got to bring Pathfinder. We got to bring Voyager down. So let me finish checking out the systems. Okay, she's powered on. What about the fuel cell? Starting up the fuel cell. Is all crew aboard? Okay. Crew handover is complete. We had a 10-day overlap. Let's get Liberty 5 back down. Jebstone 3 looks like a Saturn 1C or Saturn 1B, and Jebstone 4 is Ares 1 or something like it. Okay. We are set for undock. Voyager is now undocking from the station. Are these shuttles easy to control when coming through the atmosphere? Yeah, more or less. They're not the best. They're okay. I could probably make a better dart right now, but actually I know I could make a better dart. But you go with what you know. By the way, side note, DCS World is getting a major game engine update on Thursday. The visuals are stunning. Cool. Okay. Crew is now going to move away from the station. Lisri, the commander of Voyager here, with Jeanette and Megan riding back down here. Alright, reorienting the vehicle. Just got to make sure we're away from the station. You know, we can go away from it again. Just don't want to do a burn near the station and have a problem or anything, you know? Gonna use the gyros to reorient here. Oh, well that's good, Victory. I'm glad. That's good to hear. Okay. We're out in front of the station. This is pretty much where we're going to stay. All right, let's dial in. Dial in a re-entry trajectory here. "65 meters a second usually. Is where we want to be. Okay. I'm gonna adjust the burn a little bit. Okay. Let's get this crew home. Set for re-entry. Voyager set to come back down. We're going to pressurize the orbiter maneuvering engines. Orbiter maneuvering engines are pressurized and ready to go. Stand by for the retro burn. T-minus 15 till retro burn initiation. Okay, making a slight correction. Retro burn is good. Shutting down the orbiter maneuvering engines.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
That's the last time we're going to need those. Free up, or lock up the gimbal. Close those down completely. VSOL, 10-month resub. Good luck on the landing. Thank you, sir. Godspeed to wish someone a prosperous journey. That's correct, Loopy. Okay, the next step in the flight, right before entry interface here, is a fuel dump. We'll dump the remaining fuel overboard. Fuel dump initiated. We dump the fuel to bring the center of mass and center of lift into alignment for flight. Fuel dump is confirmed. Closing out and safing the main orbiter propellant tanks. Monopropellant systems are fully open and ready for re-entry here. Keying in at 20 degrees. Body flap maneuver system controls are open. Body flap and speed brake, or well, speed brake controller, not body flap. This version of Dart does not have a body flap. Does the drain valve change your trajectory at all? No, I have two drain valves on either side that push out either side. If it was facing forward or back, Novus, yeah, it would. But I took a page from the Space Shuttle. The Space Shuttle has two valves on either side that does the same exact thing to prevent that from happening. I don't know how I clicked on that, but alright. Okay, stand by. We'll be in the fiery stuff momentarily. But let me just check something. Yep, we have the DTS-1. So this is actually, I have a bigger antenna on this inside of the fairing. Here, there's a DTS-M1. And this vehicle is the first one to fly with this type of communication system. Basically, what you guys want to look for is whether we lose signal. I don't think we will. Gonna have to slow down a little bit more. Monopropellant's below 50%. Setting the speed brake to full. Okay. Re-entry trajectory has been established. Now we just let it roll. Perfect. Hey, Jackery. We lost signal. Still got a blackout. Got it. It's a stronger antenna, MG. I think so, Loopy. They are dish, yeah, coming in. Oh, there is something that I did want to check while we're here. Display aero forces in flight. Okay, the Delta Wing does... Okay. The Delta Wing is not occluded. Are these ones? That one is. The Delta Wing is not occluded. It's the reason I wanted to check that. Is because I wanted to see if that'll affect how Phoenix flies, and it will. We've locked out. Okay, we're crossing the coast here. We're in a signal blackout here with Voyager. Yeah, but how much? I mean, 0.0. It's, what is it? 8 newtons. Okay, we're looking good. 1700 crossing the coast. Real good. Disabling the RCS at this time, and now we fly. Doing the first S turn now. 1400. We're gonna be at 1400 right over the Baikal range, looking real good. Real good. Currently doing Mach 5. Columbia, Houston here. How do you read? Yeah, we're doing Mach 10.3 at 180 AS. We copy you down on the ground just, well, soon. Okay. I'm deploying the speed brake. LA speed check. Yep, LA center speed check. Okay, she's looking good. Looking real good, guys. Coming right in for a landing here. We're still going Mach 2 right now, so we're gonna go subsonic here in a moment. Got it, Tessa. Thank you. I don't think we have enough to circle around, guys. Which is okay. We just gotta land it. We'll land on runway 9. That's fine. It's JeffNet. JeffNet isn't good enough. JeffNet's getting to the point where it's not good anymore. Okay, crew is coming around in for a landing here on the 90 here. How'd you get the tail to split like that? It's 2 control surfaces in symmetry, and then I just set the deploy. And then we set the deploy angle. KSC, the island runway isn't long enough. Stand by. Lizard's bringing it in and aligning on the 90. We're aligned on the 90. Gonna experience a little bit of lag during landing here because of the pad rendering. 1400 ground altimeter is on. Okay, reading 1000 off the deck. 3,300 feet. Stand by. Coming in for final. Gears coming. Gears down. Gotta wait to render everything on the pad. Everything's looking good here. All right, bringing it up for the flare. Gears sketched out, but we got a good touchdown. Shutting off the speed brake control now. Okay. Want to take us back to the hangar, Joe? And we're going to dust it off first. Mission control, Voyager's rolling out on runway 90. It's alright. That happens floating, but it's alright. Gonna roll it out the runway here. Don't go too fast.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Locking out control surfaces. Control surfaces are locked out. Locking out monoprop systems. Monoprop systems are locked. Southern Jet 40-month resub. Thanks, man. We're gonna roll it all the way back to the pad and then we'll get the recovery crews out. Board, you're doing a little bit of off-roading here. Runway 90. Dang, what dimension are you playing in? The one where people just call something that's a little different and you use common sense and can understand what they're saying? Oh, wait, no, Tessa, you don't do that. You don't do that. You common sense? No, we can't do that. Come on. Yeah, we must be in the regular dimension because I'm playing in the dimension where I call something like a runway name, for instance. And, you know, most people know exactly what I mean, but some people don't use the brain. I know you don't like using your brain, but I'm going to have to ask you because we're in my dimension here to use your brain today. It's possible, Karate, if chat votes on one. Leave him alone, he's Scottish. No, I will not. Yeah, Loopy. We'll make a new network, but I want to make it so it's not too... I don't want my Tidras to be able to relay stuff in deep space, so we need to make it a little stronger. But I don't want it to be strong enough to go to any other planet. It's possible, Novus, yeah. All right, what's up, Near High? All right, stand by for wheel stop. Wait. Wait a minute. Get off the pad. I can't get a rescue thing out here if it's on the pad. Back up. Back up. More. Back up more. All right. Okay, we have wheel stop. Liberty 5 crew is back down on the ground. Shutting down the fuel cell. Powering down the vehicle. Vehicle power down is complete. Perfect. Voyager is back down on the ground, and I have all the paraphernalia to store it over here on this truck. I have its bracket and the platform there. And let's get the crew out of here. Lizery egressing out. All right. Still got to figure out a better way for that. We got to make them a ladder truck or something. That's right, Tex. It's Cosmonautics Day. Okay. These three young ladies are back from a long duration space flight. Nice. All right. We will leave Voyager there for the rescue crews to come and get it. And then we'll put Voyager back onto its processing stool in preparation for another flight. Man, I really like Dart's cool, man. It's a cool shuttle. I like it. I like Dart. It's a very nice little piece of equipment. We've honed it really good. We just gotta work on its ascent just a little bit. It's almost there. It's good enough. I'm gonna keep using it, but we gotta work on its ascent just a little bit. Okay, gonna bring our crew back. Dart's it's a good little ship. What about side mounting it? It's possible. It wasn't designed to be side-mounted, though, Xeon. I need to go now. Dang GNT. Dude, it is late over there. Not really, Hellfish. The thing's stretched to the maximum. All right. Okay, let's go to the next day here. It has chutes. You can take the chutes off, I guess. How about you caught up yesterday and able to watch live today? Yeah, it was good, man. It was good. Let's we're not done yet. We gotta go get the pad ready for the next mission. Let me get my recovery truck out. We do not need a bracket this time.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Hey, Link. 42-month resub. Hey, I take all the content I can get. I blame you for getting me into Robert Parker. Robert Parker's good, man. Real good. Oh, yeah. I gotta fill out the mission log for when these guys touch down. I think they came down on 305. They came down on year three, day 305. It's not, well, it actually would be 304. 304, and I did 1 day into the future, 4:33, 44. Well, it would have been nighttime, so actually that would have been 1:33. We'll just put in 78. No, that's not a minute. I don't know. That's fine. Okay. Okay, let's get the truck over there and let's pick this thing up and get it ready for the next mission. Since Freedom 7 is expendable mode at the moment, you should rename it to Fletching or Arrow for Dart. What's that, Ark? Whoa, Firefly put a rocket on the pad, dude. Cool. When you make another rocket, would you test it like Starship? Yes. No, Firefly is a small sat launcher. It's not 3D printed. Oh, that's cool, demo. Neat. Something like that, Wildin', yeah. Okay, we're gonna scoop her up. It's gonna be, yeah, T-Man, they moved it out a little bit. Folding up the gear. Okay, begin processing. We're going to retank the monopropellant systems. Keeping to the 2 launch a night schedule. Not tonight, but yeah, in the future. Basically, from here on out, Ryan, we got to do 2 launch missions pretty much every day for like the next 2 weeks. Yeah, I mean, how many missions do I have left? I basically, last week was for getting all the preparations done. From now on, I should just be able to just throw these things up willy-nilly. It shouldn't be an issue. Alright. That thing got a Hemi? Oh yeah. Okay, well, we're moving the thing over here. That too, Phil. It's not, yeah, it's a little bit bigger than Rocket Lab. How am I? I'm great, man. All missions successful today. I completed my goals and we're ahead of the timeline now. Sorry, I got a little bit of a headache tonight, guys. Have you seen this? Whoa. Well, that's something you don't... What the f... Whoa! Yo! Hey! Look at Soyuz! Ah! That's so cool! Actually, that looks like Vostok 1. Yeah, it is. The forward-facing antennas. That's Yuri's capsule. Cool. It looked like Soyuz in the other art there. Is that Mir? That's Mir! What the f... What the... What? What? that's something you don't see every day. That's pretty neat. I don't hate that. You'll see it every 60 years. I'm happy, Kem. You know what? You know what makes me happy? That it's high profile. You know, I know it's just, you know, it's the 60th anniversary and stuff, but it seems to be that Roscosmos really took it seriously. You know what I mean? They did a lot of work. Dimitri and et al. Put in a lot of effort here. You can tell that they wanted this to be high profile, and that helped. That's good because that helps make the case for space over there just like it would here. Yeah, sure, Deepak. That's good, Kem. That's good. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. I don't know if you understand what that means, but basically that's good. That's what we want, you know? Hey, Pythos, thanks for the raid, buddy. They even painted a Soyuz for it. Good. I'm good that it's high press over there. That's good. Look. If the Russian folks, the Russian people over there, basically the normies, like we got over here, if they see it as a worthwhile venture, it's gonna happen. I mean, it's from what I can tell, Phil, it seems like Roscosmos funding is just like NASA's. It's directly tied to public opinion. So, high-profile stuff like this improves public opinion. That's what we want. Right? Alright, that needs to get put down there. I don't care if it's Russia. Space outreach is space outreach. You know? Rocket Guy, 56-month resub. Thanks, man. Okay, Pixel. Thanks, Flop. So I gotta put the bracket that was just on Explorer, we're gonna put it on Voyager, and then I'm gonna stow it over here with the other orbiters. Next one to fly is Pathfinder. Pathfinder will probably be flying sometime, probably this, yeah, well, not probably, it will be flying sometime this week.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Okay. Hey, Hip. What's going on? So we're just going to do some cleanup work here, guys. I got to get Dart safed, and then we got to pull the Freedom 7 launch adapter. We got to pull that off of the pad in preparation for a Freedom launch because... So we got 2 more launches. Tomorrow, or not tomorrow, tomorrow's truck day. Wednesday, we're going to... We got 2 Freedom 10 launches. One of them is going out to the moon, and the other one is going to the station. We're going to attach the transfer stage to the transfer vehicle up at the station, and then another transfer stage is going out to the moon. We're going to refuel the lander, and then a DART launch will probably happen on Thursday. And we'll leave Thursday to do basically the entire mission. But yeah, that's what should happen. What are your thoughts on the show For All Mankind? Not a fan. I like the first season. I'm not that big of a fan from the second season. I don't really like it. It gets a little too crazy for me. Yeah, just really not into it. But that doesn't mean that it's not a good show, you know? I get it. How long does it take to make a stack? 45 minutes if everything goes right. 45 minutes to, I'd say, like the longest it's taken me is probably an hour and a half, and that's when everything goes wrong. Sometimes that does happen. I hated MGB. I'm not gonna lie to you. Silly, I don't really want to get into it, man. It's just... It seems a little bit weird. Like, it takes a lot of liberties with how the space program works, and it's just it's enough for me to just break my immersion. Basically, I'm the guy that's going, immersion, you know? So, yeah, it's just enough for me to be like, okay. I just can't understand... Like, Flap, I can't understand why, if you have the Saturn V, and the whole premise of the show is that the space race never ended, why the shuttle even exists. The shuttle exists because the space race ended. I don't understand how it just came to be. Like, it's a little weird. To be fair... EJ, KSP is basically disillusioned. Oh no, it has nothing to do with that, Pythos. It has everything to do with continuity. It doesn't make any sense. It never made any sense, and they don't even bother to explain it. It's just, alright. Pythos, my rule of thumb is that I can suspend disbelief as long as the continuity is fair. So Star Wars. I don't mind watching Star Wars. I know it's not realistic, I get it. But Star Wars has always have established continuity of rules, like jumping to hyperspace, how the Force works, etc., etc. And the reason why I hate 7, 8, and 9 is because they threw those rules out the window and started making up stuff to try and get people's attention. It was basically low effort. You violate your own rules and your own exposition that you make. It's more of a production thing than anything with me. I get, like, if they explained why the shuttle could get out to the moon and why they have it in the first place, which they never did, then I'd be cool with it. But yeah, that doesn't seem to that doesn't seem to be a thing. It just said, yep, we got the shuttle now because it's the 80s, herder. I'm just like, all right. we go. So, like, another example would be Star Trek. Star Trek has a very good established set of rules. Like, it's science fiction, but even in the confines of that sci-fi, it still, you know, it still makes sense. Like, dilithium crystals, that's not a thing in real life. But Star Trek explains it pretty dang well as to why and how that works. You know, they took some liberties here and there, but they never violated their own rules of how the thing works. If there's a coolant leak, for instance, you jettison the saucer section. If there's a coolant leak, you're screwed. The reactor melts down. Which, good. I like that. T-Man, yeah, except for the fact that it didn't. But it's fine. Guys, I don't want to get into it. I've been soapboxing too much lately. Shut up. Let's get this thing finished. Picard and Discovery completely trashed that continuity. I mean, Picard was good. I don't mind Picard, but I didn't bother with Discovery. I'd rather watch the Orville. It's hilarious to me that Seth MacFarlane, of all people, Seth MacFarlane is the one to do Star Trek better than Star Trek. That's hilarious. I think that's really funny, actually. Okie dokie. Yeah, and capping for sure. If you're consistency is your thing, you're probably not a fan of Doctor Who. Yeah, but see, Doctor Who in itself, it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense why Doctor Who has no continuity, because that's the entire premise of the show, that you can span time and dimensions. That's what a TARDIS quite literally does. So, okay, another show where, okay, Rick and Morty, all right? So Rick and Morty completely left the entirety of how it works. They explain the entirety of how the multiverse works in the first season. Everything is explained. And basically, they explain that Rick and Morty is multidimensional. There's a central finite curve to all the characters and stuff. So that basically gives them the creativeness to be able to basically do whatever. Rick can do whatever the heck he wants. And that, in the continuity of that story, you know, because Rick can do whatever, right? Because he can do whatever, you know, they explain why. They explain why he can just, you know, poop out, you know, go to the farting dimension and stuff, you know? It's all very well explained. And that's why Rick and Morty can have an episode that's just completely ridiculous about them traveling on a train through time. In reality, they're on a train set. You know what I mean? That's cool. I like that. I like that within the storyline exposition rules that they set up, Rick can basically do whatever he wants. So they can write about anything. They could have a Rick and Morty episode where they're basically stuck in a Pringles commercial. That's hilarious. And it's very good. It's very good writing. And Rick and Morty has very good writing. See, look, like, guys, I went to freaking art school for this stuff, right? We had films courses and all this other stuff that we learned at Full Sail. And it's a pet peeve of mine. Honestly, it's more of an story exposition thing than it is like the space aspects. With that being said, I guess the character development For All Mankind, from what I heard from people that I trust, is actually really good. So, SGC. Rick can literally turn himself into a pickle, and that's the entire premise for the episode. It's great. That's really smart. That's really smart that they left themselves open. They didn't write themselves... Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland didn't write themselves into a corner. Funniest stuff I've ever seen. And even like J.J. Abrams' Star Trek, which a lot of Star Trek fans don't like, at least they explain why what's happening in those is happening and why it's happening the way that it's happening. It's explained through exposition in the first J.J. Abrams Star Trek movie. I mean, a lot of people don't like it because they don't think it's Star Trek, but they never promised this to be even 90% accurate. I was also not happy about the S2 trailers and series cuts with the actual stories exceeding my expectations. Yeah, except for the fact, Mason, that in the first season it absolutely does. But hey, whatever. All right, let's get this thing picked up off the stand here.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Okay. Why are you picking up Dart? I'm putting it on its storage stool. Can you give me some examples of where it makes that promise? So we're not trying to be in that. Mason, the whole purpose of the show, of the show is to be a semi-realistic interpretation or an alternative history of where the space race just keeps going. If the space race keeps going, yeah, like I was with it. I was with the entire thing. But at the end of the first season, you see what they show at the end of the first season. It doesn't make any sense. It's a continuity thing, man. I'm telling you, it's pretty realistic. Yeah, there's some parts in season 1 where you're like, okay, but for the most part, it's pretty accurate. It prides itself on being super accurate. I'm sorry, I just can't get behind the idea of astronauts with A7L spacesuits carrying M16s with a NASA logo and a Marine Corps logo on the same uniform. I don't like that. I really don't. In the first episode, they went out of the way to not do that type of stuff. I'm sorry, it just really comes off as lazy writing to me. But that's my personal opinion. If you guys like it, that's fine. I'm not going to go harp on people that like it. If you guys enjoy it, you enjoy it. Keep watching it. I'm not going to say don't watch it. I ain't watching it. I'm not doing that. Maybe later. Yeah, not really a fan, Pythos. It just comes off as... Yeah, it comes off as really cringe to me. Yeah, really cringe. Like, they didn't even bother to do research on how, if there was a war fought in space, how it would actually go down. But we have Marines on a limb hanging off the side with rifles. It's just like it's some kind of Warhammer 40k thing. I'm sorry, that's just cringe. That's cringe as frick, dude. All I can think about, Rocket, is that every time they go to discharge a firearm on the moon is that shell casing hitting the suit. That's it. That shell casing gonna be real hot. It's gonna be real hot. Oh god! Oh, the shell casing burned a hole in my suit. Oops. Dude, I can't even. I'm sorry. It makes me laugh, man. But hey, it's all good, man. If people like it, people like it. It's very clear that it's the story makes up for the... The story apparently makes up for that, so... That's cool. Yeah, I just... Like, okay, alright, look. Okay, Mason, you know Red October? Remember Red October? Anybody shoot each other in Red October? Yeah, there's a little bit here and there, right? And I won't spoil it for anybody that's seen it. I know Red October's an old movie, but if you haven't seen Red October, The Hunt for Red October, Tom Clancy, fantastic, right? Red October, yeah, like, dude, I want that in space. I think that would be a much... Like, it would be better. Like, it's just, yeah, I don't like it. Like, you can come up with 1,000 different ways to make a much better story about what happens in the Cold War, what happens with the Cold War in space than, like, they choose the, oh yeah, everybody's carrying an M16 around, like, and the Soviets have AKs. I'm sorry, that's cringe as frick, dude. That's cringe as frick. I'm not saying you're wrong. You're definitely correct on some of the silly decisions. My point is asking... You might be asking too much from the show. Perhaps the first season gave a false sense of promise, and you have the right to be unhappy. Yeah, Mason, that's what I've been saying, dude. Yeah, absolutely. The first season set up a bunch of expectations that we wouldn't be violent in space with the Soviets. Like, and now we're being violent with the Soviets. But, yeah, like I said, fellas, I don't really want to talk about it. I don't care. I don't care enough. If you like it, you like it, dude. It doesn't bother me. Condor, they look like regular M16A2s to me. With the circular foregrip, it looks like a regular gas impingement system. And I'm not saying that wouldn't work on the moon. You'd have some heat problems. Like, a lot of heat problems. Sustained fire, the gun would just melt in your hand. There's no way to cool it. Like, an M16 is a gas impingement air-cooled system. Like, there's no air on the moon. I'm sorry, it's cringe, dude. Oh man, is it cringe? It's so cringe, bro. Hey, Rocket, I can't, like, Mason, I just can't do it, man. I can suspend disbelief only so much, dude, but I'm seeing, like, people shoot, I'm like, what the hell? Oh my god. I'm sorry, like, that's too much. That would be like if someone in Star Wars got, like, if somebody, like, was on the bridge of a ship in Star Wars and they were force sensitive and a missile hit the bridge and blew it up after the deflector field went down and they got ejected out into space. That would be like them using the force to Iron Man themselves right back into the ship. In the vacuum with no spacesuit. Yeah, that's what that would be. It's just like, at what point are you just like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need to watch this anymore. Wait a minute. I'm just like, nah, you know what, man, I'm good. I'm good, fam. I'm good. I'm good. I'm all set. I don't need that. Yeah, I know, Mason. I understand. And that's what I mean, Sneaky. There are certain things, if you set up exposition and continuity, right? Like, the Force doesn't make you able to breathe in a vacuum. That's not how that works. If that works, if that's the thing, if you can use the Force to stop people from dying, that renders the entire prequel trilogy irrelevant. Because that means Anakin can actually save Padme. You see what I'm talking about there? Have you heard the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise? He could keep people from dying. That was bullcrap. The Emperor was lying to him. But if you can actually do that, like, what? Oh my god. It's like, oh jeez. It would be like if you had a show, right? And in the show, someone stopped at a stoplight, right? And then in the next episode, they make it a thing to say, no, it's a red light, go. Oh, red means stop. No. Like, ironic. It's so true. You're missing the point. She's the new Sith. Oh, it's so cringe, Wookiee. Stop it. Stop it. It's cringe. It's cringe as frick, dude. Yeah, C-22. I read it. Yeah. Yeah. Hard pass. And once again, I'm not hating on people that like it. If you like it, that's totally cool. Enjoy it. Have some fun with it, please. More! More! Oh, God. The prequels are great. I don't mind. Guys, I don't mind the prequels. I really don't. They're a little cringe at times. A little cringe. But I think the reason why it comes off as cringy is because you all know what's going to happen. You know? Yes. Yeah, T-Man, yeah. I liked pod racing, Entropy, for what it's worth. I thought pod racing was cool. Yeah. You underestimate my power! Yeah, but Pythos, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, a cringy freaking teenager would say that. An edgelord teenager would say that. You underestimate my power. Like that. Okay, like I said, there are parts with cringe. There are parts with some real cringe, man. Parts with some real cringe, man. Don't try it! I have the high ground! You underestimate my power! Sorry, it just makes me laugh. I've watched episode 3 once. I watched it once in the theater and I'm like, you know what? I don't need to watch that again. It's so funny to me. Cringe is like sand. It's coarse, rough, and it gets everywhere. But yeah, like I said, I always take the time to explain why I don't like For All Mankind and why it's just annoying the hell out of me. But once again, from what I've always said, you know, I'll go off what chat says. And everybody in chat, and especially there's some folks that I really trust with opinions about this stuff. Like, you know, if someone likes the same stuff as you and they say it's good, you know, I get it. A lot of folks have said that the story is really good, so I understand. I'll probably watch it, but yeah, it cringed. It cringed. Like, I saw the trailer, I'm like, all right. You watched Titan AE a long time ago. Yeah, that's true, Green. It did, which is why I don't mind 1, 2, and 3. Just when you think you got a figure, Pythos, you wrong. I said the guy's name was Bob Lee Swagger. I never met the man, no. He turned 1 target into 4. Alright, G. Yeah, no, Mayor, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, no, it's just like, And I loved the entire premise of 7, that the Rebel fleet is on the run. That's cool, man. I like that. That's really cool. I thought that was really sick. And then by the time of the movie, by the time the movie finished, I was like, well, I felt sick. I'm like, I need to go. Can I like bleach my eyeballs or something and get that time back or whatever? Still got the shovels, glide path. Yep. No, ruthless guy turned 1 target into 4. He don't shoot no more though. They quit the subtle tactics and they called in an artillery strike, leveled an entire city block. Screw me. I met the man. I met the son of a gun. But yeah, once again, guys, I mean, For All Mankind's it's a little too much for me. A little too much. But that doesn't mean that it's bad. That doesn't mean you shouldn't watch it. Go watch it. You think for yourselves. You know what I mean? You do you. Plus, I didn't mind him. It didn't bother me. There we go. Whoa! All right, all right, all right. You're all right. You're all right. We're all right. Pick it up. Are there shows, movies that do space better than For All Mankind? The Expanse does it pretty well. I get it. It's more sci-fi than For All Mankind. Absolutely. Yeah, The Expanse does it okay. Apollo 13, I guess, if you want to count that. I don't know. Does the Apollo 11 documentary work? 2001 probably does it the best because Stanley Kubrick had obsessive compulsive disorder. Man, you know what? I learned how to write, do writing with a script and everything 15 years ago, and it was that's a long time ago. It is a long time ago, but man, I would love to write an alternative history like that. You basically can't do anything with the Apollo program, right? Because For All Mankind pretty much has that on lockdown. How about, if we wrote an alt history of, Space Race Part 2. And in this Space Race Part 2, right, the Soviet Union doesn't collapse, right? And the shuttle and Buran go at it. How about that? How about that for the premise, right? You go back to the moon, right? If so, Apollo program gets canceled, you still have the shuttle, and an alt history that shows the entire National Space Transportation System and the entire Buran Energia system built out. Do one if Constellation never got canceled? Are you more OG? OG. As somebody who was brought up on the original Expanded Universe and all those books and stuff, and in 4, 5, and 6, I like original Star Wars. Yeah, that would be cool. A version where the space program, where the Cold War never ends. It never ended. That would be really neat. I would be into that. I would love to write something about that, like the shuttle missions that could have been done, you know, trying to steal Salyut modules and whatever. Like, that would be sick, dude. I would, if I was in charge of a project like that, though, I would need to have master control over everything. Like, I would need control over the scripts, over everything, because, yeah. I could do the entire exposition. I know enough about how movies are written, know enough about making a story arc and character development and all that. I learned all that at school. Watch For All Mankind Season 3 of Constellation. Dude, I would cringe. I would cringe so hard. Yeah, Mayor, I'm pretty much with you on that one. Alright, guys. We're good to go. Ready for another mission. No, Loopy. But you would watch the heck out of a CGI Constellation flight. Yeah. How about a universe where Shuttle C exists with the space shuttle? I'm pretty sure Shuttle C would have happened if the Cold War kept going. And then Shuttle into Venture Star and stuff. Maybe even Shuttle Block 2, yeah. That would be pretty cool. There was an original proposal. When Disney said the EU was no longer canon, I figured I'd give them a chance, and they blew it. Yep. Here, we'll go down here. There was an original SDLV concept. It wasn't Magnum. It was in the 80s. It wasn't Shuttle C. The shuttle-derived heavy-lift launch vehicle would have been really useful. That would have been cool. You could do Constellation with that. Or even Artemis. Artemis would work with this. See? I forget. Maybe it was Magnum. Magnum isn't... No, that's not right. There's another one. There was another one. What's Shuttle C? It's... The Shuttle C is an unmanned heavy lift launch vehicle. That's basically if they just have the tail end of a space shuttle, and then where the space shuttle should be, it's just a gigantic fairing. Yeah. The National Launch System. It was even before that. Rockwell proposed it. Rocket. It was even before that. It was in the 80s. Rockwell proposed an alternative launch vehicle using shuttle-derived architecture, an SDLV. It looks like SLS. It looked exactly like SLS in the 80s. It actually looks exactly like SLS. I forget what it's called, though. That one's kind of cool with the launch escape system on it. I don't like the launch escape system sitting next to the external tank, though. But that still is pretty neat. It's basically an empty shuttle. That's actually pretty cool. There it is, right there. That's it. What is this? What is this from? Here we go. A 1978 Morton Thiokol proposed inline shuttle-derived launch vehicle. They wanted to design it in parallel with the space shuttle. See, there it is. That's basically direct right there. It's basically direct. Yeah, it's basically direct. It's a SLS core stage, etc., etc. They had this idea in 1978, and they should have implemented it. Like, can you imagine that and SLS and the shuttle working in tandem? Or even Shuttle C working in tandem with the space shuttle? Holy crap, that would be insane. Now we're talking. Now that's a launch vehicle architecture I can get behind. Anyway, I'm going to recover this. Yeah, it's a shame because you can really scale. You can really do a lot with shuttle-derived launch vehicle architecture. SLS is like the bare bones. It's like the bare minimum of what you could do with this, with 5-segment SRBs, RS-25s. It's bare minimum. A Delta 4 stage on top, really? That's it? That's the best you could do. And don't get me wrong, I like the EUS, but yeah, it's. All right, recover that. But, yeah, it could be better. Anyway, guys, 100% successful crew rotations today. Very good. I'm going to do some Minecraft after hours real quick. We have to go in and approve some projects in the shipyard. Ares 1 is technically the minimum. Yeah, I guess. That was supposed to be in parallel with the shuttle so we didn't lose beyond low Earth orbit human spaceflight capability, but when the DoD pulled out with their money, one had to get canceled. I don't think the chronology is right there, Rocket, because the DoD pulled funding in 1986, I thought. When is our deadline for the 5 Luna missions? The 24th. We got 12 days. Basically, every day from now on is going to be a 2-launch stream. Actually, so we're planning 2 launches on Wednesday. One to refuel the lunar rover, or the lunar lander, and the other one to get the transfer stage up to the station ready to go. And then on Thursday, we got another DART launch to launch the Luna 4 mission. And then we'll do the Luna 4 mission basically on Thursday. Friday, Luna 4 has to come back. So Friday, we'll either finish up the Luna 4 mission or it'll be done, right? And then we discard the transfer stage from Luna 4. We discard the transfer stage on the moon for Luna 4, leave the lander in low lunar orbit, and then have the transfer vehicle back at the station. And then so that would be by Friday, we basically do the whole thing over again. If we do it right, we can get 2 done this week. Oh, well, that leaves 3 for the next. Oh. Yeah, we got a lot of work to do. Saturday and Friday and Saturday I might have to do early hours. We might have to do early hours integration to get this done. But yeah, we'll do it. Anyway, I'm going to switch over to Minecraft here. I want to see what's going on with the server. See the progress. Crew 2 stuff will interrupt too, right? Yeah. All right, Jim. Have a good night. So I hope you enjoyed the Kerbal today. We got shuttles up, shuttles down. Dart, once again, proving its worth. You know, as a good vehicle, just needs a little bit more dialing in. We really got to work on Freedom 7's separation mechanism just to make sure that stuff doesn't happen again. But we should be fine. We just got to make sure we're on the prograde vector at staging, actually, if we really wanted to do it right. But I'll still add ullage motors just to be sure. So we're going to switch over to... Survival Community Shipyard and City Project. All right. Hope you enjoyed KSP today. Got a lot of space news done. We still got a lot done there. Everything is good. Let's pop over to Minecraft and see what's going on. Yeah, I saw that, T-Man. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, MC. We might need to take a couple of days where I skip Minecraft and work on integration, and then we could talk about space news while we're doing that. It'll be pretty good. Yeah, that'll work really well. Anyway, I'm going to load up Minecraft and see what's good. Here, take a look. Let's see what's going on with the server. Mojang. All right, they were working on the underground tunnel road where I last left them off. Let's see what they got for that.